Hi, it's Chris again with C&H Auto Accessories coming from Margate, Florida. By the way, if you have questions, that is our telephone number. I know everybody wants to ask me questions online. Someone asked me for the price. I put the link of these things at the bottom of the video so you can look at it, click on it, give you the price and everything else. That being said, come this way. What do we have here? Well, we got something that we don't do a ton of. Now, we do a lot of the RetraxPro XRs, which is this cover here. But what I'm referring to a ton of, this is the 8-foot bed. This is the dually. Now, this thing's got a lot of cool features about it. First of all, this has a lifetime warranty from Retrax. Also, it has a 500-pound capacity on this. And of course, what I like, it has the T-slots. Now, if you're not familiar with T-slots and you wonder what a T-slot does, John, swing around here and let's take a look. My truck has a T-slot, so I got the Rhino racks on here. I got the Truxedo Elevate system. I have also an OVS awning that swings around here. I got some tie downs here by Truxedo, and I have a Kurt Safari basket. All this stuff can be put on this truck. So if you want to put stuff for camping, for commercial, for ladders, you can do all that stuff. Now, the Retrax is one of my favorite covers. Now, I'm going to tell you pros and cons like I always do. I don't just tell you all the good stuff. I will tell you things that you have to look out for that might not work for you. Now let's go into how this works and everything else, and I'll tell you as we go along here. Now, the RetraxPro has a lock on the driver's side. Now, it does have a mechanism. It basically locks on both sides. Let me pull it here. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but there's one here, one here. I don't know, see if you can see that or not. So, it's a dual lock system. Now, the Retrax is one of the few, actually I think it's the only one that will lock you anywhere along the track. So, which is unique to this particular one. So if you lock it here, let's say you put something tall in here, you want to use the tailgate and the cover to kind of hold it in place. Now, the pressure on this is not a lot. So I have customers, sometimes they'll start grabbing and they start pulling on this when it's locked down. Not quite sure why they would do that, but it does damage the lock-in mechanisms when you do that. I had one guest in here, he says, oh, it just came undone, and I looked underneath, there was a big scratch on the bottom. That meant it was locked, and he tried to open it while it was locked, and then he damaged it. So again, you have to always unlock this to make it move. Now, when you go to close this, close it from the top here, right? If you close it from the sides, you don't get the leverage. And I get customers, it's not locking. Well, you have to push it from there. Now, the more they get broken in, the better they are. For example, it rolls a little bit better after it gets broken, as well as the lock itself. Now, let's go ahead and show you some stuff. And I want to point out a few things you have to take into account. Now, this customer had an 8-foot bed dually, and he wanted the T-slot for this in metal. Now, there's roughly not a lot of companies that are doing a T-slot from the front all the way to the back. It's really only one other company that offers that in metal. Now, I'm not going to mention the name, but if you call up, I can tell you the two companies you can get. Now, the Retrax is one of our most reliable covers. They also have some of the best hardware. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's got a great hardware system. So it does a good job of locking the rails in here, which is, again, if you're going to put some racks on here, the better the hardware, better the fit, the more support. Now, again, if you look here, I'm opening it up. Now, I want to bring some things up to your attention. One thing you have to make sure is you are tall enough to operate this. What do you mean? Well, if you look over here, this is, as you can see, this has got the fenders that come out. So this is the 3500. Now, not everyone can reach over and open it. So, like, for me, it's not an issue, right? But it's a little bit of a stretch. Now, John, who our general manager behind the camera, he's a little less tall. I don't know if less tall. He's shorter than me. And he tested it out, and he was able to do it no problem. But if you got someone who's 5'5" or less, this might be a problem. So when you're ordering this, if you're, let's say you're a lady, and my woman's only 5 foot with high heels, this would be a hard cover for her open and close. So you want to take that into account. If you're ordering this, are you tall enough? Again, up front here, no big deal. In the back, no big deal. It just here in the middle can be a little bit of a headache. Again, you walk along the side here, you lock it in place. Again, I always tell people the pros and cons. It's a great cover, looks good, it's very functional. It can be a little harder to open and close with an 8-foot bed because it's a longer bed. It's not too bad, but you know, I always like to mention these things to you. I know the manufacturer, they might not want to mention some of that stuff to you. Anything we sell to you, we're going to ask you some questions. You know, make sure that you're able to do it. Now, the previous cover on here was a folding cover, so that meant the customer was able to open and close it no problem. So this would be no problem for them as well. But it's always, you know, we always prefer to meet the customer in person. This way we can look and see, hey, will this work? But as you can see, this is a great cover. Oh, by the way, before I pull it, if you see there is room underneath the canister. So if you're picking up plywood at the Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you want to slide it in there, you do have room in there, which is nice because you get an 8-foot bed. You don't want 8-foot bed. You don't want to lose part of your bed, and you don't. You lose a little in the top, but nothing in the bottom, which is nice. I mean, most important thing is it does a great job of securing everything you got in here. So, and that's the most important thing. You're gonna put your valuable tools in here, or you're going on a trip, you're gonna put your luggage back here. This will secure it. It does a great job. Now, another thing I want to talk about is water. This one is probably, as rolling covers go, this one, in my personal opinion, is one of the best, if not the best when it comes to water, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, look at the sides here. It's very, very difficult for the water to find its way in here. It's got a big solid rail here, which, by the way, if you notice, this rail does flare out with the truck. Looks really nice, by the way. Also, this is the only cover, when you close it, it actually seals the canister. So even if you get a really bad storm, you don't have to worry about water leaking into the canister with this, which is, again, another plus. Also, I don't know if you can see back here, there's a very large seal back here as well. So that helps. So you got your rails, you got your seal here, you got your seal here, and the very last seal is on the tailgate itself. Now, what's nice about this, let me see if I can push it out a little bit so you can see it here. But this actually will sit a little further in the tailgate. So this comes out just a little bit more in the tailgate, so this is going to help for water. Now, that all being said, no cover, let me make sure I'm saying this right, no cover is waterproof. They're water resistant, they're weather resistant. If you get a really bad storm, you're going through a high pressure car wash, water will find its way in there. I don't care which cover we sell. I mean, we do have like the one piece, which is close to waterproof, but even that one, you get enough water going out, water finds its way. So always remind yourself that don't put your most valuable paperwork in the back of your truck because you could get a little water in there. So keep that in mind. Now, this product here, as installs go, it's not the hardest to install. I mean, of course, we've been doing it for 20 years, so for us, it's pretty straightforward. But from a scale of 1 to 10, I would put it at 7. Now, when you get in here, you might have to call us and ask us some questions. I know that Retrax got it bought by RealTruck, and they're not necessarily the best when it comes to answering your questions anymore. So it's good that if you buy from us, you can ask us questions. I know I've been getting ever since they bought out all these companies, I'm getting more and more calls on people who bought covers from them and they can't get any of their answers taken care of. Now, if you buy from us, I will help you with any installation question you have, because when you buy from us, you're getting us, and it's the same price, by the way. But if you're buying it from them and they can't help you, you're kind of out of luck, all right? Because I cannot sit here and get on the phone and answer all these people's questions that didn't buy from us. I'm only here to help my customers. If you belong to RetraxPro, if you're a RetraxPro customer or some other company, Amazon customer, they're there to help you. And if they don't help you, unfortunately, you're kind of out of luck. You buy from us, you will get our expertise. And the nice thing is you can go on YouTube, 3,300 plus videos. You can see our work. You know we do the installs because we're doing the videos. Now, you go to some other company, you don't see any videos out there. It's because they sell the product, they don't necessarily know how to install the product. And of course, every single person is gonna tell you they're super, super easy because, again, they're trying to make a sale. I'm not gonna say it's super easy. I say it's not too bad, and I can walk you through it, and I'll be glad to, but it's not super easy. Anytime you look at the manufacturer, everything is 30 minutes or less. Doesn't matter. Oh, you're putting you're doing a lift kit, which is a day or two, whatever it is, that's 30 minutes. I don't know why they don't tell the truth to the customers. Again, I know why, because they're trying to make a sale. So keep that in mind. Again, by the way, before I forget, like and subscribe. That really helps us out. YouTube wants to see those likes and this thing. And being a small company, we need our customers to help us out. If you can do that, appreciate it. Again, I'm Chris with C&H Auto Accessories, coming from Margate, Florida, doing a review of the RetraxPro, which is the metal, with the XR rail, which is T-slot rails, on a Ram 3500 8-foot bed, dually. So she's the big boy with the big butt. Thank you again.